guys, welcome back to our channel. So this is VW T25 Renovation Diaries Part 1.
Yeah, so we managed to get the van in the workshop off the trailer the other day. It was a little bit eventful because we not got an actual car trailer, I had it on a plant trailer. So we managed to use the tractor and push it into the workshop, but now she's in, we can get it stripped out and look at what we're dealing with. So guys, this is the interior of the van. Excuse the flashing lights. We've got a temporary light in here and I think it's causing a bit of camera problems. But this is what we're working with at the moment. So as we said, all of this is going to come out. If I'm honest, most of it looks quite decent. So all the carpet, it looks like it's been done, I would say recently, before the van went off the road. It wasn't really, I don't think it was on the road for very long after it had been done up by someone. So we're going to start taking it back. I don't think it's been insulated or sound deadened or anything like that anyway, so we will be taking all the carpet off and maybe go for a slightly lighter colour. But as far as this, obviously we're going to change this out for a little pod, so our pod will probably only be this bit here. What we have got at the moment, we've got a little Electrolux fridge, which we're not sure if it works. Albi's going to inspect it. But we'll probably hook up to 240 and just see if it comes on, at least on 240. We have a little sink and drainer unit, and then next to that we've got a 2-burner hob with a grill underneath as well. So again, we're not sure if it actually works or not because there's no gas bottle in the van and the gas line has been cut. But what I might do is when we take it out, sort of set this back up, put some water on it, flush all the sink through, and just make sure the gas works before we put it up for sale for someone. And over here at the back we've got the typical 3/4 rock and roll bed, which Albi wants to come up on, so we're gonna let him come up and help demonstrate it. So this is the real simple normal rock and roll bed. It's fairly good condition, all the foam's okay as well, but again it's just not our style, it's not what we want to go for. And we want to be able to put some seat belts in, so having the full width, it makes the seat belts a lot easier to put in. So what we're going to do is obviously pull this all out, put a new base in above the engine as well, and then put some 3-point seat belts in so it's nice and safe.
So this is the rock and roll bed pulled out, guys. So it currently doesn't sit flat because the engine cover, they've redone it so it's got a bulge in it to fit the engine that was in here. So that is something that we will look at. We're going to try and get a new engine cover for it so it does all sit flat. But we're not going to, like we said, not going to use this. We'll probably end up selling it because we want full length rock and roll bed. So one of the first things we're going to do is take these seats out. As comfy as they are, they're not the style we're going for. So somebody has actually, we put them on Facebook Marketplace and somebody has actually bought them. So we do need to start taking them out, ready for them to be collected.
So these are the seats we've got at the moment. Like Soph said, they are mega comfy, they're alpha seats and they're really nice, but we want to try and get this van back to as original as possible, so we're going for like an OEM plus. So we have bought a set of seats, I think they're from a later T25, so we're still debating whether to have the headrest cut on them or keep them as they are, but we'll think about that a long time in the future once we've got all the rust sorted and everything else. I'm going to pull these out. I'm hoping they just slide out because I think they've been welded onto T25 runners, so I'm just going to give it a little pull and see how far we get. I think there might be like a catch that I need to do and I'll try and work that out. Says. So guys, we worked out they're not actually on T25 seat runners as such. I think they welded a frame to it. So what I'm going to do is try and just undo all the bolts, take them out as they are, and then take the frame off the original seat base. hoping they haven't damaged them too much. I might have to grind them off, but it's not the end of the world because we're going to be painting all of this anyway. So what I'll do is just start unbolting these now, get the old chairs out, and then get the frames out, and then hopefully we can see what's underneath and they haven't damaged it too much. So guys, I think we've managed to take the seat off the sort of aftermarket kind of runners wherever they've welded up. I'm hoping now it should just pull out like that. And then what we can look at is how they've sort of done the bracketry. I'll go get a nicer hammer. Right, so what we found out, guys, is they did actually weld the plates onto a set of original runners, so they're very stuck. So I didn't actually have to unbolt the seat, but to actually get these out, they need quite a lot of force. They're not sliding at all. As you can see, they're very stiff. So I'm going to use a special mechanic tool to help release them. If you get that forward, we might be able to get the second one off just by hitting it. So we'll give that a go rather than trying to unbolt all the seat and taking a bit of time with it. So that's the seat now off after using the tool of choice, which I think is going to be used a lot with the dismantling section of this van. So what I'll do is put all these bolts nice so the new owner of the new seat's got something to work with. So just found the rear speaker cables, so I've just pulled them out. They were just laid across the seat, so I'm going to get these out the way. I think they go to the back of the van, so I'm just going to give them a pull. I think the rear speakers are still in, so I might try and pull them to the back cupboard at the moment, and then we'll sort them out once we get further down the line with stripping the back out. I might put our new seats in for now. So I was just having a look at the bases. They all seem pretty solid in here. I'm quite happy with it. Obviously we are going to sound dead and everything and sort everything out, but all in all there's a bit of surface rust down here where the battery goes, but not terrible. And then when we strip all this back, I'm going to paint all of this. Whether I do the underneath in here in Raptor, I'm probably going to do the underneath of the van in Raptor, but we'll have a little think about that, look at what we're doing. But I'm just going to clean the runners out quickly, slide the new seats in just so we've got them out the way. Yeah, and then we can start thinking about stripping the back out. Got, you can probably take that out of your hand now. That luxury audio install that is. Okay, so that's all that out.
And then we'll just leave it there. Oh, he's going for the full body weight. No.
No, something's stopping it now. No, it's not. It's just me.
Hey.
So these are our new seats, and I can say they're nowhere near as comfy as the Alpha ones. They're quite hard, but they're actually okay. So the good thing for me, I'm 6'2", 6'3" on a good day, and I've still got plenty of space to drive as well. So I mean, that pod's not exactly touching the seat yet either. I think I'm all
like
the way
in
back.
the T5 you struggled sometimes, didn't you? Because
yeah, I'm all the way back there. Obviously when we get rid of this steering wheel as well and go back to the original T25, hopefully I got a bit more space.
the other thing that we liked about these seats, which we only discovered when we got them home, these were a bargain by the way, is they've actually covered. So we've got the headrest, it's an early headrest, isn't it?
Well, I don't think they're early, they're the plastic headrests, so we'll probably leave them on show or we get rid of them altogether. I'm not decided yet. So guys, it's a couple of days after we left you last. I put this kitchen and bed up for sale on Facebook just to try and get some money back from the purchase of the van. So I've got someone interested, but I need to see how I'm going to take it out. I've looked online and I think there's a couple of screws in the Devon ones. So I'm going to try and locate them, but it does feel very loose, so I'm not actually sure if it's been out before and they've not screwed it back in properly. So I think first thing I'll try and look at the bed, see how that's bolted in or put in. So then hopefully once we move this out, we can then move the kitchen out. that's us stripped the interior out. It wasn't much of a task, to be honest, because nothing was bolted in. We found a bit more rust down this side of the van, so it's where the kitchen was, just the floor is just pretty much completely gone. So we'll probably end up cutting most of it out to the ribs, putting a new section in. But apart from that, we're stripped out and ready now for the welder to come. Just means there's no carpet in the way, anything else that can catch on fire and cause a problem.
That's it for this week's video, guys.
Don't forget to tune in next week where we start doing the bodywork on the van, where we'll be doing some grinding and some welding.
So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Stay on that.